All right.
Appreciate everybody joining us, everybody's flexibility and patience. As we always do, we'll turn it over to Coach for opening comments, and we'll open questions. Coach?
Okay. First of all, it's great to be back in the Valley. A lot of fun. Field looked amazing. I appreciate all of our grounds crew. That was probably as good as our field's ever looked. And then really cool to just see all the new stuff kind of finished, and I had to kind of retrain my eyes. Felt like the whole first half I was trying to, figure it, because it's a lot of new sight things to look at. But it was awesome, man. Appreciate our fans showing up. Kind of a rainy projected day, but thankfully the weather held off, and it was a fun day. But again, 7 of these days are special, so I enjoy every single one of them. And we did a lot of good things. We did some bad things. Not an easy week. There's a reason why you don't see many people play on Monday night on the road and then play again on Saturday. That doesn't happen very often. And give them a lot of credit, especially offensively. And again, they played a week and a half ago, and a lot of time to get ready. They had a good plan. I thought they did a really good job of executing their plan. Quarterback's a heck of a little player. He's a baller, and tough, gritty, and did some good things. But I wish we'd have been able to play a little more complementary football. It was kind of what I expected. Didn't happen. Good teams can compensate for each other when you need to, and we did some of that Monday night. But it was awesome to see offensively, see us pick up where we left off. We scored 4 out of the last 5 drives of the game Monday night, and I think we scored maybe 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 drives, to start the game today. So really pleased with what we did offensively. It got a little frustrating because the time of possession was big time against us. We couldn't get the ball. They didn't get a lot of points. They had the ball 35 minutes. They were 10 of 18 on third down, which I don't remember the last time somebody was 10 of 18 on third down on us. So, we did not play anywhere near what we need to defensively. So that was a little frustrating. Looked a little heavy-legged, and obviously had a couple guys out too. But just very inefficient defensively. And the best thing we did, we played great red zone defense, and we played great goal line defense, and we turned them over twice. So name of game's points. So I'm really proud of that, but just disappointed in how we handled the quarterback, and just we were a little loose in some coverage, and so a lot of things that we can improve on and grow from for sure. But man, offensively, a lot of good stuff. We ran the ball efficiently. I think we were 5-something a carry. Shipley had a heck of a night. He was almost 7 a carry. We had about 5 different guys with 3 or more catches. DJ was awesome. He was 21 or 27, had 2 big drops, 2 plays that we got to make, and we didn't make either one of them. And when you're not getting the ball and you don't make those plays, and we had on 59 snaps. So, it felt like in the second half it was so frustrating. And so we missed those 2 plays, and next thing and then you have a turnover, and you're in a little bit of a lull there. But again, proud of DJ. Just awesome to see him play the way he's playing. Really from the second quarter on of Monday night to what I've seen today, just with his legs, his arm. He's been incredibly accurate. He's made some really pretty throws. He's made some big plays with his legs, just making really good decisions. I thought he had one bad decision today. And then, again, a lot of guys touching it. Brenny with a nice touchdown, 80. I thought Kobe had a nice little spark in there as well. Maffa, Shipper, they all did some good things. Davis, huge catch over the middle. So we made a lot of. We were really good on third down. That's two games in a row we've been good on third down. Just didn't get enough opportunity today in the second half. First half was outstanding, but again, special teams solid. Disappointed in the turnover. It's just a ball you don't handle. It's a very short kick, and the nose is back, which is going to fall back, and just made a bad decision right there. But he'll learn from it. And again, we were able to compensate, but we don't like to play that type of football. So we gotta keep getting better, and hopefully we can put all 3 phases together next week and play our best game and finish the first quarter of the season. It's hard to believe first quarter of the season's over next Saturday night. It's 4 quarters, and the first quarter's over. So, kind of like a game, you want to kind of settle in that first quarter, and that's kind of what we're in the process of doing. And then you got to build. And so look forward to a great night next week against a good La Tech team, and hopefully we can improve in some of these areas. But proud of our team, and I'm proud of our team for how they've come alongside of Brian as well and his family, the Brzee family. And that's what Ella Strong was all about today. It's something that we wanted to do as a team. Unfortunately, Ella wasn't able to be here today. She was here all week, and she got a chance to speak to the team on Wednesday, but she had a real setback and had to get her to the emergency room yesterday. And they actually airlifted her back to D.C. Today. So, man, we love the Brzees, amazing family. She's 15 years old, and she's just got a beautiful heart, a beautiful spirit. She's as tough as she's the toughest Brzee in that whole family. And, it's just a really tough time right now, for all of them. And so to be able to kind of come alongside of them, and again, you can't take the pain away, but you can share in it and walk through it with them. That's what our team is trying to do with Brian. It's been really tough, but it's also been beautiful to see a group of young men put their arms around their brother. And so unfortunately she wasn't able to be here today, but she'll definitely get a game ball from this game. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Yeah, but how much was the layoff kind of like, did it hurt the defense only getting 4 days?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even call it 4 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are huge preparation days. And you get back at 4 in the morning and you wake up. And again, we put 2 days in the tank on them, but again, a lot of unknowns. The North Greenville tape, you couldn't get a lot out of that. It was 52-0, and so. They were fresh and excited, and again had some good stuff, and they got some pieces, man. That's a good little group right there. They're gonna win some games, man. Clay's got a good team. He's got a good team. It'll be fun to watch them, down the stretch here. But you were a little sluggish, Tuesday night, and then you really had just kind of Wednesday to kind of get out there. And then you're basically invest on Thursday, and then yesterday's a 30-minute walkthrough. So just trying to really focus on getting them fresh and ready. But it's no excuse. I mean, we just got to clean some things up, coverage-wise and just assignment-wise. We right out of the gate we get in a bind because we didn't get the call, and we had back-to-back busts. We got balls getting snapped, and we're looking over. We didn't get the call for some reason. Everybody got the call but one guy, and we got man coverage, and we just turned a guy loose. And then I'll be dadgum if we don't come back, and we get another guy, turn a guy loose. So that kind of got us in a little bit of a funk there. But again, I mean, there's no excuses. We'll get better. It's a good group, 2-0, and it's hard to win. It's hard to win. You ain't ever gonna hear me complain about a win. I think there were some good teams got beat today. So I ain't ever going to lose respect for the blessing. It's hard to win, and I'm proud of our guys for finding a way. We're a long way. It's a 4-quarter game, and it's a 4-quarter season, and we're a long way away from where we need to be and where we're going to be. But we're 2-0, and we got 2 games to keep teaching from, and I'm thankful we can have a normal week. This will be our first normal week of the year. We haven't had a normal week yet, so excited about that. And we'll actually have a couple of games that we can actually watch on an opponent and get a little bit of a feel for personnel and those type of things. So look forward to a good week.
Yeah, well, it seemed like the offensive coordinator was playing against your short work week. He was really attacking the perimeter of the defense and running those guys horizontally across the field. Did you feel like he came into the game plan as part of his game plan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to negate our speed and make us run screen game. I didn't think we played the screen game well. And then, again, did not contain the ball well. We had a couple of times on rush lanes where, we had it contained, but we had a guy on the ground. They cut us. Their plan was to cut us the whole game and try to slow us down a little bit there, try to neutralize you a little bit. And so they got us cut down a couple times, and then you turn it back, but the guy's on the ground, so now your rush lane integrity is not what it needs to be. So there's a lot. They did a good job. So a lot of things we can learn from this tape in this game, and we will.
Coach, it looked like Makuba took a shot to the head there.
No, it was a stinger. It wasn't. It was just a stinger. He came back. He was fine.
Devin, how much confidence do you think DJ is gaining by doing this under the lights, as you said?
Yeah.
In front of everyone?
I would say a lot. I'm just really proud of him. I don't think I've ever been more proud of a guy. Ain't nobody been more under the fire than him. And 2 games don't make a season, but it's good to see him go do it. And he's playing really well, and I'm really proud of him. And a lot of toughness. You want to play quarterback at Clemson, there's a lot that comes with it, good and bad. And so he's in a good place, and it's fun to see, because that's what y'all are seeing is what he's done in practice. And he's been very consistent, and that's who he is. That's who he is. We've been better around him, as I've said many times, for sure. So he's got a better supporting cast, but he's better. And so the combination of those two things, we're in a good spot. And again, I wish we'd have been able to do a little bit more in the second half. Probably my other disappointment was we didn't get a chance to play as many people as I would have liked. And again, that's a reflection of just having to kind of compensate for each other a little bit. Didn't really quite bam, 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 put it together where you could truly feel like you really got, great control. But long season, and guys will get opportunities as we go.
Where are those improvements in his accuracy and even just his pocket presence?
Well, he's just.
We saw last year.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's easy to see what he's doing with his feet. He's making a lot of plays with his legs that he wouldn't have made last year, and that's a reflection of just, changing his body, and then I think also just his mindset. Just his mentality of, hey, he knows what he has to do. And, he's making good decisions. He's put the ball where it needs to be. I just think, again, he's just really gotten locked in mentally. And I think he pushed through that last year. I really felt like as the season ended, the latter part, those last 3 games into the bowl, he was kind of coming out of the funk, if you will. And he's carried that in the offseason and the summer into these first 2 games. And a long way to go, but his pocket presence has been great. All of his decisions, again, he's creating, which we need him to do. He's extended plays. He's made big plays. And, he's not taking sacks. He took 1 sack last week that was frustrating. I thought he had 1 bad play today on the slant. That ball probably should have gone outside. They triggered down with the safety there, and it's, if you do throw it, you got to put it right there because there's no room for error. But ball really should have probably been outside. And that's really the only bad play he had. I really thought he managed the game well, and and when he has had a bad play, he's come right back. He's just maturing. It's a developmental game. You get better. If you're made of the right stuff, you get better. And he's made of the right stuff. He's an awesome kid. He's a very humble kid, and he's an unbelievable leader. And it's good. And it's great for Cade, It's awesome for Cade to be able to have a guy like him to learn from, to see the bad, to see the good that comes from playing the position here. I wish we'd have been able to get him a little bit more time, but we didn't convert when we had the opportunity.
Coach, the throw that DJ made to Antonio across his body, rolling right to the middle of the field, kind of reminded me of the touchdown throw he had to Justin Ross against NC State.
Yeah.
He seems to be really comfortable rolling right.
Yeah, he can make any throw. He's got an unbelievable arm. Unbelievable arm talent. But he's just, and when you're confident, the ball gets big, right? When you're not confident, it's like, you're throwing into that. And he's just seeing everything. And guys are making plays for him. We got a good group. I was disappointed that EJ didn't get a couple days that he could have had, but he's going to be fine. He's missed a lot of practice. He's kind of working his way back, but we're going to need him, and he'll make those plays. But we're learning about our team. We're growing our team. The guys that I really need to see some things from, I'm seeing them. We're gelling a little bit in some areas, and I know where we're going to be defensively when it's all said and done. So we'll just keep pushing forward.
The other half of that pass play is Antonio Williams. In the small sample size of 2 games so far, what can you say about his efforts, and have you seen a guy come out that polished as a wide receiver at high school?
Oh, yeah. We've had a few of them come through here for sure. I mean, he's a baller. I mean, he's a natural. He's a very skilled route runner. He's a very poised, catcher. And he's got very soft hands, got great ball skills, but he just has good instincts for the game. And we've had several of those type guys. I mean, he's got a chance to be really special. I mean, it's a good group. It really is, man. Speck made some plays today. I mean, you got to remember now, Speck ain't played in 2 years, right? I mean, this kid, and then his first year that he played some, and then all of a sudden he's out for 2 years. He's a baller, but he's been on ice, and so we're kind of thawing him out, if you will. And I'm really proud of him. And but Antonio's just a natural. And wait till you see Adam Randall. Where do we get him back rolling? Did y'all see him out there in pregame today? He'll be back soon, and he's not gonna make us worse. I'll promise you that. Joe, man, I'm proud of Joe. Joe, I hate we didn't get in there, but man, he had a couple of good plays and one real tough catch on the sideline. And again, we're rolling a lot of guys. We're playing a lot of guys. Dakari, he hadn't had much opportunity yet, but he's had back-to-back big PIs for us. He's a big, strong body. Bo, I thought it was good to see him because he had a couple of misses last week. It was good to see him come back and have a real 4-quarter consistent game. So it's a good group, man. I mean, it really is from top to bottom. And, those tight ends, Brenny and Davis are making plays and continue to do that, all the backs. So we're work in progress, but I think we got the right ingredients. And that little Antonio has shown that he's one of them for sure.
Do you have an update on Tyler Davis? And then,
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He just got a little banged up, but he'll be all right. We just held him out. Just try to get him 100%. Don't want anything lingering.
And with Randall, do you know if he'll be back next week?
I hope so. But we'll see what the trainer said. I mean, he's been wide open for 2.5 weeks. He's done everything. He's been all on scout team. And, that's why they wanted him to come out and do all the pregame tonight. So, he's been on the ground. He's done it all. So, it's just a matter of them green-lighting him. So, we'll see. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow or Monday what the doctors and trainers say. But he'll play when they say he's ready. But he's running around and looks good out there.
Pretty close to how quickly Amari came back from rehab, isn't it?
A little further, but Amari was a starter, and I think Amari was like, I'm playing. And we've just kind of held Adam back a little bit. Young guy, Amari, he was adamant he wasn't gonna miss a play, and he didn't miss many. He was ready. But I think technically he probably could have played this week or last week. I mean, he's out there playing football at practice every day, but. I think they're just really trying to be cautious with him and just get him a good couple of weeks of being tackled, if you will, and falling down and doing all these things. So he's close. He's close.
Coach, what's your evaluation of the offensive line?
Got better today. Got better for sure. I'm proud. We really only had 1 sack. We had no sacks today. The 1 sack was on Cade. It goes on the stats, but. Cade, he lost a yard, so that counts as a sack on the sprint out. He's got to get rid of that ball. And then last week they only had 1 sack. One was on DJ. We had 3 sacks, but one was DJ. Had great protection, plenty of time. He just didn't get rid of it. And then one was on our communication. We had signaled it wrong, or half the people were on the wrong signal, and it was the grounding. That was a complete mess, and that counted as a sack because it was a grounding. So really, offensive lines had 1 sack in 2 games, and we've been efficient in the passing game. We've been good on the 3rd down. I thought we got better in the run game today, which was good to see. And a little weird. Last week we had some very short fields. There's a nature of turnovers and downs and all that stuff. And then today we had 59 plays. We were good on third down, and we had some explosive plays, but the other team was 10 of 18, and that you don't use it in 35 minutes. So you don't. That's weird for us, right? We haven't really had many games like that. So, you know, it's been good. It's been good. We had one off. I think we had a bad offside. You know, made us 1st and 15 late in the third quarter, I think. So solid. You know, we're not. I mean, we ain't the four horsemen yet, or whoever, whatever. But we're getting better. Getting better.
You mentioned maybe not making some plays on some balls, just at receiver. Is there anything with some of those 50-50 balls that you see to kind of happen where the plays aren't being?
Yeah, they're making plays. We just really had one guy today that didn't make them. I mean, they were both on the money. You know, just you know, one I thought we didn't go up high enough to get it. I thought we let the ball get right here, and the other one we just it is right here, and we just don't make the catch. So it's concentration and just you know, going back to and getting your confidence in practice and playing at game speed and all those type of things. Truly making them game reps in practice. So you know, we'll be better, but. Outside of that, we did some good, you know, Dakari, you know, we got PI. We took a shot with Joe down in the red zone, got held, got PI. So, you know, good things happen. We've been attacking, we've been pushing the ball down the field, and that's been good to see.
Coach, it was a tale of two halves, as you mentioned. The offense had a productive first half, and the defense kind of took their turn in the second. I know you've gone over, what are some of the highlights of the day, and where do you see rooms of improvement, or room for improvement, and what do you expect to see come from La Tech next week?
Well, I think La Tech will come in here and be excited to play us, and they'll be a good team, you know, for sure. So throw the ball around. They'll play with tempo. You know, we got to make some adjustments to the tempo. We got to do a better job in the screen game defensively. We got to get off field on third down. We got to tighten the coverage. All right, too many easy completions. So those are things we got to do defensively and offensively. We just got to keep building. We got to just keep. I mean, again, we went 4 out of 5, and I think 5 out of 6 scoring drives. So that's a lot. We've been pretty good, but we gotta not turn it over. We had a critical turnover, and then you know, so that's 2 games in a row we've had a turnover. We need to eliminate that, and then I think you know, just let's make a couple more plays that are there. You know, you got to create more plays. Let's just make a couple more plays that are there. There were a couple plays Monday night that we should have made, and there were a couple plays today that we need to make if we're going to get where we want to be. You know, that's the biggest thing I need to see. And then just again, we're figuring out a lot about our personnel and just keep growing it. And the special teams, we cannot turn the ball over. You know, we got to be a good decision maker at punt return.
Will Brian go back home to be?
Yeah, he's going to go home, I think, tonight and try to get home for a couple days. And so we'll just, you know, we'll see what happens from there.
You mentioned the goal line red zone defense. Why do you think that was so good?
Yeah, it was awesome. Well, the field gets shrunk. You know, it's hard down there, man. It becomes a NASCAR event when you get down there. There's no top. You know, you can't take the top off anything because there's an inline. So there's just not a lot of room, and we got big bodies that can run, and you know, so it's good to see us. It's good to see us stand up. You know, it's frustrating when you get some conversions and get down there, but it's even more frustrating when they punch it in. So I'm proud of our guys for you know, doing a really good job in that area, and a lot of good things on tape. And then again, we had a stop on downs. Had a nice job by Malcolm on the turnover. Just rallying to the ball. Great job by Barrett. You know, that's an effort interception because, you know, it's bang bang, but he's hustling to the ball, and because he's hustling to the ball, he makes that play. So, you know, he's not loafing, and so you know, there's a lot of good things, but the goal line was awesome. That was good to see. It's good early in the season, you know, to get some experience like that, to get some things on tape. Just gonna make us better.
The national media knows all about Brian and Miles, but can can you speak on Rook and Trey's performance over the last 2 games?
Yeah, I thought Trey played better last week. You know, just off the top of my head, I thought they cut him a couple times today. But Trey's a really talented player. I mean, and again, he hadn't really played much. You know, he's been hurt since he came out of high school, had to have the shoulder surgery, and really missed that whole first year. And then last year, he got a few games, but then had to be out again, missed all spring. So he's been here a couple of years, but he's a very young player. But man, he is explosive. He's quick twitch. He's got instincts for the game. He's an awesome kid, and so he can be as good as any of them. I mean, he's got it all. You know, so just a young player that is flashing, and it's fun to see that. And then Rook is a monster. I mean, Rook's a great player. And he is what this game's all about. I mean, when he first got here, the guy played 2 years of high school football, junior, senior year. You know, he was a basketball player. And, you know, he goes out up there in Detroit as a junior and senior. And, you know, athletically, people kind of notice him. And man, he couldn't even hardly get in a stance when he got here. He didn't hardly know anything about football. And he is a example of when you're talented and you got great work ethic and talent or character to go with it, usually that ends up in a good place. And that's who he is. He's a great young man. He's relentless with his effort. His work ethic is special, and he's incredibly talented. And what he's done in the weight room and in the film room, mentally, he can play. He can play for anybody. He is a problem in there, and proud of him.
K. Clark showed up for the first time. Another guy's been injured his
Yeah.
career. And what do you say about his development and where he's at right now?
Could be as good as anybody, you know, and same thing. He missed his whole freshman year and then hurt again, you know, so it's exciting to see him, you know, because we're going to need him. You know, we got a bunch of old heads in there going to be gone, and he is a big, big man, but he's still just – every rep he gets is you know, a huge positive because he's got a lot of ability. I'm really proud of him. And then Peyton Page, I mean, you know, E.T., all those guys. I mean, it's a really deep and good group, and you know, we're going to need them all as we go through this season.
Coach, have you been able to follow afar kind of Chase Bryce's success that he had with App State last year and early this season?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Heck, I look up the spring game, he's on the sideline. You know, he's wanting to call plays. So, you know, I love Chase Bryce, man. He's a great kid. He's a Clemson graduate. You know, he's graduated here in, 3 years? And then it's been fun. You know, obviously it was North Carolina, right? That was a wild game, whenever that was, and you know, to go to Texas A&M, I mean, and win, that ain't easy. But what an unbelievable win, you know, for App State and for Chase. That's something I know he'll never ever forget. He was with us. Well, I don't know if he traveled that game or not. I can't remember. Yeah, he would have traveled. He'd been a redshirt freshman. Trevor was a true freshman. So he'd been out there. So he didn't get to play, but I'm sure that was he had a good vision for it. So what an amazing. I didn't get to see any of it, obviously, but what an amazing win. You know, good to see him having great success. He's awesome. You know, and he's Coach Kahn's nephew. You know, so he's family.
Any questions for Coach from Zoom?
Yeah, Dabo, this is Pete Iacobelli from the AP.
Hey, Pete.
Been a couple of days since you agreed to that new contract. That's got to be pretty gratifying that the university values you that way. And it seems like it's been 100 years since people joked about the coupon coach coming to Clemson way back when.
Coupon coach? Well, I hadn't heard that one. That must be your own saying there, Pete. Must be what you tweeted out. I don't know if they had Twitter in 08. I don't know if they had. Did they have Twitter in 08? I don't think so. Did they? I don't know. That must have been what you put out. I hadn't heard that. Coupon coach. Well, You know, in my office, I look at it every day. I've got my ESPN D+ hire. That's why I look at it every day. Every time I walk into work, I'm a D+ hire. And I also, you know, got that picture of that little cat that sees the tiger. And I'm thankful that, you know, I've had a lot of great people around me, a bunch of great players that have bought in. I mean, I'm a product of belief. Believing in myself. Believing in you know, my vision for Clemson and what I thought that we could do here, even when no one else believed. But more importantly, I'm thankful for you know, all those players who believed, all those coaches who believed, and have put an amazing amount of work in. I mean, we got this is a special place, and again, you know, that was something that Graham, I had not, you know, you find out a lot when it's easy when things are great, right? And you win in national championships and, you know, all this stuff. But, you know, Graham, when he got the job, he called my agents in December. And, you know, I'm getting ready for the Cheez-It Bowl. And got a bunch of coaches leaving and right, and the world's falling in at Clemson. And, you know, we're never going to stop anybody or get a first down or maybe win a game again. And, you know, or get another recruit. And, man, he called my agents in December, and they called me and said, hey, the new AD called us, and here's what he said. And it was really their timeline, and, you know, I'm as I said, man, just incredibly, you know, blessed and honored to be here and call this our home. You know, it was amazing. Today was amazing. I got to see Clay out there today. The kid's 19 years old. For 19 years of his life, he's been coming to Clemson games. And for today, he got to run down the hill for the first time in his life. He got to dress out for the Tigers, and you know, it's just surreal. It really is. I mean, it's surreal. I don't take it for granted. I just appreciate every ounce of every moment. I mean, from the bus ride in to driving by Max to coming through Pendleton to seeing the tailgates to, man, just people walking to the game, the Tiger Walk. I mean, I was talking to some of our staff because a lot of our staff were a part of that first Tiger Walk. We'll never forget that. I didn't even know if anybody was going to show up. And now we're getting ready to make Tiger Walk a landmark. You know, we're going to start on. We've started, but we're going to finish it we're going to start in November and finish it by next year. I mean, it just is. It's been an unbelievable journey. You know, and you know, I'm only 52. Got a long way to go. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm a better coach now than I was in 08, that's for sure. And hopefully I can, you know, keep improving.
Downstairs, Brian cited the culture and family culture that you have cultivated here as one of the reasons he came here. And at the same time, he embraced it today about how you guys have taken him and put his arms around him. How do you get that message across to these kids when they come here to visit you?
Well, I mean, it's just who we are. It's you know, I'm on year 20 here, and I mean, it's just woven into our DNA. I mean, Clemson is family, and it's just something that, I mean, when I got the job, I felt like we were disconnected, and that was like one of my number one goals was to just bring people together and to connect us once again, and to be in tune to, you know, the community, to, you know, our fans. That's why you know, that's why I did Tiger Walk, you know, because I felt like we just showed up and walked in, and we didn't really understand. You know, people drive hours and hours and hours to see us play, and they don't care who we play. They care how we play. You know, and it don't matter. They're not coming to see anybody in that other locker room. They're coming to see the Tigers. And I've met so many people over, you know, going on 20 years now, that didn't even go to Clemson, but they're Clemson family. You know, but their kids came here. Well, and then the kids left and they stayed. And then for the rest of their life, it's a family reunion every weekend. You know, everybody just meets up, and it's one of the most unique environments in college football. I mean, Clemson is family. It's an amazing place. I mean, it oozes from the streets. This place is special. The people are special, as they say. There's something special in those hills. It just is. And they say there's something different about Clemson, and there is something different. And it's the people. And then for us, we tapped into that, and we built our football program that way. We're very much a relationship-driven place. And when you come here, you can't fabricate that. You just can't, And, there's a lot of places that you hear the message, but here you truly feel it and you see it. And I think that makes us unique.
Dabo, somebody just asked me if they can get that L shirt and how they can help Brian.
Yeah, I know Tigertown made them up on a short notice for us, Tigertown Graphics. So, they just made them for the team, but maybe they'll make some more. I don't know, but I think Chris Bandy over at Tiger, they did it, and it was just something that, we just wanted to do something for Brian, and we really wanted to do it for Ellen. We were trying to surprise her today, and man, it was just gut wrenching to be at the emergency room with the family yesterday, and that she wasn't able to be with us today as planned. But maybe God willing, she'll have another opportunity somewhere down the road. But his grandmother was able to be. There was about 100 people coming, and so most of them stayed back. And Ella and her mom, Megan, she was able to ride back with her, and then Richie and Kendall and Bailey, they were able to fly on back and get there and meet them. So just a beautiful family that is really, really walking through a tough time right now. And again, one of the sweetest young ladies you could ever meet. Strong, unbelievable joy in her heart. Even in the midst of this battle that she's got, it's just been incredible. But again, just wanted to just find a way that we could put our arms around them, and just, I know they know that, but just make sure they know that, hey, we're right here with you, and all the way.